We're back, everybody. This is your girl, Michelle Ellison, and we're at another episode of the No Regrets podcast. I am super excited because today we get to talk to my dad's affectionate Buttercup. Better known as Jeremiah Roper
Yo.
DJ Squiggles.
What up?
How you doing?
I'm well, and you?
I'm doing good. A little rushed, but it's all it's all good. It's life. That's what happens. I appreciate you coming on. Like you're the first one outside of the family.
Well, I'm technically still in the family.
You in the family, yeah.
Y'all were my first babysitters.
Exactly. When you wasn't sleep on the bench.
Yep.
In church.
Yep. That's it.
That is so funny. But yeah, we've been connected all of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, woo.
I'm sure my mama still got that Bible you got me when I was a baby and put Scooter in there.
Yep, I sure did. That was my name for you.
Uh-huh.
I was trying to think about that. Like, what did I call Jeremiah?
Scooter.
And it was Scooter. Because,
Lisa, don't you be calling me no Scooter either.
And that was because it was so cute and funny. While he was trying to crawl into walking, he was scooting instead of actually crawling. So I'm like, come here, Scooter.
Lord, help us.
Oh, I know, but those were some good times.
Oh, yeah, great times.
And again, I appreciate it. And I thought about, like, dog, I should have called and see if your dad wanted to come on with us. But, yeah, we got to get him by himself. That's a whole different episode.
Cut up.
Right. So, as you know, on the No Regrets podcast, we talk about the life, the lessons, and the legacy of the late, great Leon Bell Sr., because there is a namesake. Yep. So just to kind of start it off, like you said, we've been in each other's lives for a long time. What would be something that you've taken away being around my dad? What is something that you took away from his life?
I can tell, one, he was a man's man.
Yeah.
And then two, he was about his business.
Yeah.
Outside of Buttercup, when I was a kid, he was at Central.
Yeah.
From my 7th and 8th grade years, and I didn't know he was there. And so when I first saw him, I was like, "That look like Mr. Bell." And so then when he seen me, he out loud, "Buttercup!" I'm not in here.
He didn't care.
Not in
here.
here.
Not care.
Not in here. I'm not Buttercup.
Right.
But yeah, he was definitely a man's man, and he was about his business.
Yeah.
A lot of funny moments from him.
Just share a couple.
The Buttercup is probably at the top of the list for middle school.
Right.
But just hearing him, like, y'all stories about him when he got turkey in church, and he was like, "Turkey, get over here."
Oh, wow.
That was one of them. Just the stories, hearing y'all, and then seeing him in action, too.
Right.
And then I know one of the last moments that I seen him out in public, it was at Kroger on Middle Tennessee.
Okay.
Kroger on Middle Tennessee. And I was excited to see him, and I know he was kind of elderly. He was moving a little slow, slower than usual. And so I asked him, I was like, "Hey, you need any help?" He was like, "No, I got it." I was like, "Yeah, that's a man's man right there."
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because he would tell us the same thing. Like, "Daddy, just tell me what you need. I'll go get it." You can just say, "No, I got to walk around here and get this stuff myself." Mm-hmm. You might get the wrong thing, bruh. We've been shopping with you for years.
Oh, yeah.
We know what you want, So, yeah, that whole turkey thing. Wow. If we had phones back then, well, we did have phones. They just were not as smart as they are now. Like, you couldn't.
Smart as iPhones?
They was not as smart. There you go. We're not going to talk about that Droid AI. Okay. Samsung S24, I'm just saying.
We just got numbers. iPhone 15, 14, Pro Max. I mean, we keep it simplified over here.
Well, we do too. We rolling with the times. Y'all ain't got it.
You don't know what we have.
Y'all ain't got it. They ain't never stopped anything from Samsung being released in the United States.
I thought we was on here to talk about the late, great Leon Bell Sr. You done went into a whole Android spiel.
You started it.
I tell you what.
That's the whole debate side. So let's go into a couple of lessons that you've learned.
I was just kind of around.
Yeah.
So I was just doing my own little thing. But just hearing y'all's stories and how he taught and things like that, I know that he was a musician in church.
Right.
And so he had a huge impact on my dad's life.
Yeah.
And so on the musician side of things. So those are some of the lessons that I've heard my dad tell me about.
Yeah.
As far as like when he first started playing gospel music, because when he first started playing, Dad was probably like 4 or 5 years old, and he started out in classical music. And
what?
So, yeah. And then when he went to MT, he had to play the little Tom and Jerry running music.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he started out in classical music. And so once he branched over to gospel, I think it was Mr. Lewis. Mm-hmm. He didn't really teach. No. So he wasn't comfortable teaching my dad. So my dad went to William Richardson.
Yep.
And he wrote out a lot of the music for him so that he could learn it. And then there was your dad who actually sat him down and would be like, here, come sit next to me.
Right.
And then teach him how to, the chords and different things like that. And so those were some of the lessons that he learned. And then just seeing how he parented y'all and the grandkids and things like that. Right. It was just, it was a joy to be around, just seeing him in action.
That was a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would be like, y'all can't whoop them kids like y'all used to get whooped. They made out of different material. Like, what? We're all flesh and blood, sir.
Yeah, but most of the time when I was around, he was quiet.
Yeah.
He was engaged in television or reading the newspaper or whatever he did. He was mostly quiet until he had to stand up and be a man and tell somebody to sit down.
Right.
So that was it.
Yeah. Go ahead and sit down. I could just hear all that in my head right now. Like,
now, one thing I did learn about your dad is y'all love Castle Street.
Jeremiah.
Y'all love Castle Street. Y'all done had about 4 houses on Castle.
Right. You are right. It's been 4.
Yeah.
We started off in Miss Lloyd's house. Mm-hmm. On Castle Street. It was green. They done knocked it down. Mm-hmm. And then we ended up in a little blue house on Castle Street. Mm-hmm. And then they ended up in the White House up on the hill. Mm-hmm. And now they down the street by First Baptist.
Oh, yeah. Castle Street is where it's at.
I never thought about that.
The Bell Castle.
Listen. And he never would. I would always try to get him to buy the houses that he was renting. Mm-hmm. No, I ain't got time for all that. And it's like that would be one thing if I had to pull a lesson from. It's like, don't let the things of the past keep you from what God has for you. Mm-hmm. Because of the horror stories he heard from other veterans or what have you going through that program, he never used his GI Bill for housing. Now, he did use it for schooling, but to get a house and own a house and all that good little stuff, I ain't got time to go through all that red tape. And it's like, and it probably was difficult then because they, the government is the government. But that would be, we stayed on Castle. Yeah. It was a lot. Like, that's pretty much where we lived. We went from Jeton to Hancock. Mm-hmm. And Castle.
Hancock, and I think the main house is over there.
Yeah. And then they've been on, I forgot the name of that little road they was on, East Street. Mm-hmm.
I remember they were on East too.
Yeah, and then back to Castle.
Castle Street, where it's at, I'm trying to tell you. If anybody's looking for housing for any reason, y'all just check out Castle Street.
Just look on Castle
in Murfreesboro,
Street.
Tennessee.
Yes, it's there. I promise. I don't know how he managed to find all them houses on Castle.
Ain't no telling. Probably same landlord.
No, they were all different landlords. That's the crazy thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, different landlords. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we did that. So when it comes to legacy, what would be, being around us as much as you were, what would be something that you would pull and build on your own legacy?
If I was an instrumentalist, I would do music for sure.
Yeah.
Because he was heavily involved in music.
Yeah.
I mean, from him to Sydney to Bernard to you singing, and the one I didn't know about, Junior, singing and doing Junior stuff too.
Singing rap.
See, I ain't know nothing about that till you said something about it on the other podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, music for sure. And I'm already DJing, but I'm not really playing any acoustic music or anything like that. I know I started playing drums, but Bernard took off and left me because he got good and he just left me where I was.
He just left you. He just dropped you.
I was probably too young. He was about 18. I was probably about 3 or 4. So
yeah. But you had to stay awake long enough to get on the drum, Jeremiah.
Well, it was a couple of Sundays I played drums at church.
Yeah.
But I was nervous. People don't know that I was shy. I'm still kind of shy, but
you were. You really were. Yeah. You was that. Yeah.
And I probably could have played a little bit more had Miss Nita not been yelling at me, "Get off them drums." See, that's old school church right there.
Right.
She see me going over there. She's shaking her head already.
Don't go over there. Get on back over here. Where your mom? Go on somewhere.
Go on. That was her.
That was her. Go on. Wow.
Yeah. Music, definitely. I wish I could have sat down with him and actually learned how to play some keys.
Yeah.
Or organ or something like that. I talked to my dad about it when I was 20, and he was like, "You would wait till now."
Right. Hey, better late than never.
Yeah, so.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I could say I wish I would have done. I didn't understand the value of the lesson at the time he was trying to teach me. I just wanted to be outside playing with, playing football or whatever. I didn't want to learn how to play. But then as I got older and I started singing and doing solos and stuff, and people not playing right, it's like, dog, I wish I would have paid attention to that lesson, or, went a little deeper and came back around and said, "Daddy, can you teach me?" Because there are times when it's like, dude, don't even worry about playing. Like, you're not going to get this right. Just, I can look at you and tell.
Yeah, because, I would like to get him in music production and just start making my own little beats, and literally little beats, just to kind of like do podcast introductions and things like that. Right. Possibly jingles, stuff like that. But you have to know how to play keys or chords to be able to do most music production things. And
really,
it's starting to become a thing. Like my friends are starting to play keys and things like that.
Well, you got Brother Rojan.
Yeah, I got him. I got my dad.
Right.
And yeah, I'm surrounded by it. It's just a matter of time, me sitting down and doing it. And it's easier to get started at home than it is trying to put together a schedule and be like, "All right, Ro, all right, Pops, let's sit down on Thursday and make this happen."
Well, we say it all the time. You can always graduate from YouTube University.
You can. And the last time I think Ro said something about he was going to start training the kids, I said, "Well, I ain't no kid. I'm going to come to the class."
Right. There's nothing wrong with that. And see, that when you think about that, that was something that my dad did all the time. Like, he always tried to pull the next generation in. Even with our children, he was always trying to show somebody how to play. And it would be like, I really don't want to learn. But what we've noticed is the greats are coming along, like Bella and Khalil and Amari. Like, Amari is straight playing at Brandon Chapel right now. Like, he's literally playing the drums. Like,
I saw videos of him doing it too.
So we're seeing that their generation is getting it. Like, they're grasping it more than our generation did. And Asha and them. Because
I remember Asha started playing the drums, but she kind of left it where it was.
Yeah. Because her mama couldn't take it. I think it was just one of those things that, we're a musically inclined family. And I think all of our children tried something. And it was just like, this is not what I'm interested in. And it's okay. Just get on up here and sing this alto part.
Yeah.
That type of thing. But, it's just, when you sit down and you think about life, like even with your grandfather, I'm quite sure you have a plethora of lessons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
lessons. I'm just sitting here like this on just because
yeah,
he just talking my ear off. I'm like, just get to the point, man.
yeah, yeah.
3 points in the poem. That's all you got to do.
They didn't know how to do that.
Like, come on, you can save all the other stuff. I'm sitting in the ring like this. You still
Yeah.
trying to knock me out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, but he was definitely, you know, I look at him like he was a grandfather too.
Yeah.
Because I did grow up around y'all with me being, you know, babysat by y'all.
Yeah.
And my mom's dad, I never met him, never
Right.
met her mom either. So he kind of definitely filled that void for my mom's dad.
Cool. That's awesome. Like we never knew that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anytime I seen him, I'm cutting up with him. What up, Buttercup?
Right, right.
And then, just like the Kroger situation, I was
Mm-hmm.
willing to help because he's elderly now, and
Right.
I'm in a position where I can move around and do whatever I need to do,
Right.
and heavy lift or anything like that. But he didn't want it.
He didn't. Even when we would take him to the store, he would not let us.
Yeah, I sat there for a minute just to make sure he got it in the car
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And so if it was anybody else, I'd be like, "You need help? You sure? All right." And I'm backing on up.
Right.
But I sat there and made sure he got everything. I was like, "All right, he good. He
Yeah.
said he got it.
He
He
said
good."
he got it. You got to let him have it. You
Yeah.
know, that's one of those things. Well, I appreciate you coming on and just kind of chit-chatting
Oh yeah.
about the things that, the nuggets that my dad laid out. And I'm really trying to remember how he came up with the name Buttercup.
Probably my skin color at the time.
No, I don't think it had to do with your skin color.
I don't know.
No, it had something to do with some food or something. I can't remember.
But
I'll
yeah.
have to ask.
I know. When I saw that he passed away, we were on that cruise.
Yeah.
And it just disturbed my peace, and I didn't know how to take it. I was like, oh my goodness, and I just felt for y'all. And like I tell Asha all the time, I value her strength
Yeah.
in the whole situation because y'all have, because I'm not sitting in front of her, but they have the grandkids, and it
Yeah.
was just only me, so I didn't have anybody
Got you.
to lean on. So
Yeah.
I get over my granddad's loss by seeing how Asha and the grandkids are handling
Theirs.
Buttercup.
Got
so
you.
It's a huge
That's
relief for
interesting.
me.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you hang out with them?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't. But whenever I get an opportunity to, Asha for sure.
Yeah,
that's
most definitely.
That's my little partner right there.
Yes.
Asha was
Partner
bad
in
when
crime.
she was little too.
My child
Asha
was not bad.
She took my puzzle. I want it to be known. She took my puzzle piece. It was the last one.
You gotta let this puzzle piece go.
That hurt worse than my granddaddy's death right there.
You gotta let that go. Asha, you gonna have to buy him a whole puzzle. When you see this, just go buy a puzzle with all the pieces in it, so we
telling
can
you,
get
man.
over this.
It's not fair.
Y'all was a trip when y'all was younger too. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
But again, thank you, for coming on and just sharing your thoughts and your sentiments. We greatly appreciate. Like, we all got to keep each other prayed up
Absolutely.
in this moment because it's not easy. You could be good today and tomorrow you be like, oh my God, why am I at this point? But one thing my daddy would say, listen, life goes on.
It does.
And you got to keep rolling with it.
Yeah.
So, take your moment and come on out of there. Don't stay there. And it's like, okay, I got my moment. I'm coming out. So, again, if you want to be a part of the No Regrets podcast, come on and just chit-chat it up about, things that you learned from my dad, or you have funny moments, funny stories. If he threw a hymn book at you, hey, he's been known to do that. I'm just saying. But if you want to come on and be a part of the podcast, just put it in the comments and we'll get you scheduled. We're just here to spread about the life, the lessons, and the legacy of Leon Bell. And we want the world to know that we still have good people that we can uphold even in their death. So until the next time, you all go be great and live life with no regrets.